number 4 and going to the playoff to face Clemson will be the Alabama Crimson Tide. For the 4th straight year,
Is somebody missing over
Hey, no, come on, Herbie. Herbie, come back.
I cannot.
We have a first time that 2 teams from the same conference are going to the playoff.
Yeah, the reason why Herbsty was upset because he's an Ohio State guy. But guess what? Just like the 2017 Silver Pigskin selections, not everyone is happy with the final 4 programs that'll play for the College Football National Championship. Ohio State is upset because their 2 losses are to Oklahoma and Michigan State. Auburn thinks they should be in over Alabama because they beat them head-to-head, while USC thinks they deserve better than the Fiesta because their 2 losses were to ranked teams. Now, this can be the reason that College Football Bowl Selection Committee should reconsider how they restructure their playoffs. Meanwhile, San Diego State finding out their bowl destination on Sunday, and it's a bowl no one had predicted, the Armed Forces Bowl against Army in Fort Worth, Texas. The reason why nobody knew is because the 2017 Armed Forces Bowl was slated for a Big Ten team against Army. Come selection time, there wasn't enough bowl-eligible teams to fill the spot. And what really hurts is that the $600,000 payout is one of the lowest of the 40 bowl games, although it's a little more than some of the ones for the Mountain West Conference. Kickoff for this one, December 3rd. Here's Rocky on the trip to Texas to go bowling.
I had no input, and my opinion is the school has no input. It's all handled by the conference office as well as ESPN. We actually had 8 manuals about the bowl game and what you did at the bowl game, and the bowl game we're going to, it wasn't one of the 8. So we were guessing on 8. We didn't guess right. It was one we never thought we'd get. Playing an academy team that's 8-3 and liable to be 9-3 and be the Commander-in-Chief trophy winner, that's a pretty good matchup. That's one of the better teams that we could have played. If they put me in charge, we'll have a 16-team playoff and find out who the real national champion is. But I don't see them doing that either.
You know, that's what they do in Division I AA or FCS. The Holiday Bowl didn't get the game we were all hoping for in the Harbaugh Bowl, Michigan versus Stanford. Instead, the Alamo Bowl, who picks before the Holiday Bowl, taking Stanford, while the Outback Bowl, who also picks before San Diego State, they selected Michigan. But what they do have to do is they have a matchup of 2 top 10 teams that are ranked in Washington State and Michigan State. Allison Edmonds has more.
The last time 2 top 20 teams met at the Holiday Bowl, the Ducks were on the verge of national adoration, and Mike Gundy was more exciting than his Cowboys.
Come after me! I'm a man! I'm 40!
In 2017, it's high-flying Washington State and defensive dominator Michigan State.
The Pac-12 Big Ten matchup is one that is always very interesting to watch, and we have a high-powered offense with Coach Mike Leach and his air raid offense, and the Big Ten's typically a much their defensive type of football, and it makes for an interesting matchup.
While this is familiar territory for Washington State, this will be the first time the Spartans make the trip to San Diego for the Holiday Bowl.
We're really positioned great with 2 fabulous teams, so we couldn't be more excited. So it's awesome to have this caliber of game coming to San Diego, and hopefully the people will realize that and come out in droves, because it's going to be a great game.
With no poinsettia, the other Red Jackets are hoping to top the 50,000 that showed up last year.
There's so many things that, this place, San Diego, is going to be buzzing. When we have this top 20 matchup, we have all the excitement. We have the Port of San Diego Holiday Bowl parade downtown on game day. Number 16 against number 18, can't beat it. And so we're fired up. Our Redcoats can't wait for them to get in town.
Allison Edmonds, KUSI Sports.
Well, 6 teams that won the San Diego section titles are on their way for a road to the state championship. Open Division champ Helix is on the road. El Camino's the only non-desert team to get a home game, while we'll have 2 crews on the road to Vincent Memorial and El Centro Southwest for their Southern California championships. Here's a look at all the games. You can also go to our Twitter. We have the Division I AA game, Helix at Oaks Christian. That's a Friday at 7:30. Then Crenshaw at El Camino. That's also Friday. And then you see the 4 there on Saturday. We'll have highlights of all 6 of these bowl games, of course, on Friday and Saturday. Well, coming off of a city championship sweep, San Diego State basketball facing Bradley in the Mountain West Missouri Valley Challenge. The Aztecs scoring 27 points off turnovers, including this one where Jeremy Hemsley gets to Devin Watson for the bucket. Jalen McDaniels leading all scorers with 14, including this one from the corner. Right behind him is Hemsley, who finds the same sweet spot on the court for another three. And then it's Hemsley to Malik Pope, who goes up high for the slam. Is this one all Aztecs, the final 75-52.
For the most part, the game's about runs, and they had very few today, and that was a big part of us staying as one on the defensive end. So, I'm proud of us defensively.
Our charge as coaches is to use this next period of time, one game in the next 22 days, to get better in practice. We've gotten by with what we have, but we know we have to get better. So I already told him in the locker room after the game that this next 2 or 3 weeks is going to dictate our season. How much we can improve what we're doing in that period of time will dictate how good we're going to be.
All right, San Diego Soccer's off to a 5-0 start as they host the Sonora Souls. Chris Toth with the sprawling save. He had 15 in the contest. Well, the Sockers are on the power play, and Matt Clare finds the cutting Craig Childs right in front of the net for an easy one. And then it's Brandon Escoto in the right spot, knocks it up with the scissor kick to put the Sockers up as they go on to win. And 8-5, they're now 6-0 on the season.